The animation studio that brought you beloved family classics has now introduced a streaming service, Disney+. And now, from the same community that brought you Reactaholics podcast, comes a new show where we discuss Disney+ content old and new. Disney+Pals. Welcome to Disney+Pals.
Take it from the internet.
Yeah.
We're getting
Then
started.
don't sing it, because it's stealing. Nothing more Christmassy than weapons, I'll give you that.
Give your kid a lightsaber for Christmas. Yeah. Give them the that can slice eggs and all. Also, should we about
Guys, this is what Christmas is all about. This right here. Have you guys been watching Mandalorian lately? They did something really cool last episode.
On season 1. I've been so busy with school. I've been still on season 1.
Yes,
Really?
Grogu and Ahsoka Tano has made an official live-action
Dude,
appearance.
you were just
but
spoiling
already
all the
knew about
Mandalorian.
I already knew about that.
assuming our audience is Disney Plus literate. But of course, we're not here to talk about that, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can't spoil. Something really big happened in the last episode. Bigger than Ahsoka. And I ain't even gonna say it.
Does it have to do
Yeah.
with Baby Yoda?
Maybe Grogu.
Oh. That too.
It has something to do with a certain bounty hunter we've known about for a little while now.
Oh, he got fired. That's right.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
So of course, Star Wars fans, sorry, we're not talking about that. We're gonna talk about the Christmas special.
Wait, not the
Holiday.
we're not talking about the live action holiday special, right? Where
Holiday
the
special, Callum. It's not
Okay.
Christmas. Star Wars is PC. It's a holiday special.
Yeah. It's Life Day. Well, Callum's being choked by Darth Vader, apparently, so...
You know, that's what I wanted for Christmas.
What?
Callum to be choked to death by Darth Vader.
Oh. Okay.
talking about Christmas special.
Oh, I know which one he's talking about. You're talking about the Lego holiday special, right?
Are you
Callum.
sure?
Yes.
Just points the gun at Callum's head. The Lego holiday special. The only one.
Right. Not the one that has like the live action, just random stuff happening and Wookiee grandpa jerking off to pretty ladies.
That does have it. That happens. Honestly, I think we should dock points from this one because it doesn't have the Wookiee grandpa watching porn.
Yeah, we're not gonna mention that again, but
I'm going to mention it several times throughout this review, and you can't stop me.
we can't avoid the past.
I've actually never seen that version. I have only seen reviews from JonTron and the Nostalgia Critic, and based on their reviews, I don't want to watch that.
I mean,
I've seen
and
it.
it's in concept,
Weird.
it's a useful thing. How unfortunate. And in concept, I mean, it's a fun idea, but in execution, it's bad when even George Lucas says that it's flipping bad.
At least
I
B.
mean-
Arthur's good. I like the B. Arthur part.
Even in concept, I also like the bar song, weirdly enough. It's kind of catchy. But even in concept, this is kind of a dumb idea. Star Wars is in space. To have a holiday special, which did come out around Christmas time, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And also, they gave Chewbacca a family. They gave him like a...
I like the little one, but they just keep going.
in Lumpy.
And I'm like, are we in Charlie Brown? You guys are not the Charlie Brown people. What is going on? Why are they yelling every 5 seconds?
I also don't like the idea of Chewbacca having a family because, Chewie literally spends all of his time hanging out with Han, and this kind of makes him an abandoning dad.
Well,
Like-
I mean, we've seen Jack throughout the franchise with his own clan and Revenge of the Sith, and we've seen him in some other exploits in the Clone Wars. So I mean, he deserves to be with his family, even
Well,
if his
Mala
grandpa
and
is.
Chewie Jr. and Grandpa, just the Grandpa freaks me out. I don't know.
His name isn't Chewie Jr.
Oh, good.
Would you like to hear his name? I know it.
Oh, great.
His name is Lumpy. Well, that's his nickname. His full name is Lumpawaru.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
I like Lumpawaru because Chewbacca gets called Chewie, and then his son gets called Lumpy. It's cute.
Wait, I thought Lumpy was the pink elephant, or not the pink elephant, the purple elephant from Winnie the Pooh.
Full heffalump.
That too.
Yeah, the
name Lumpy gets around, man. Disney is all about sharing names. Look at all the Chris's. Even in the MCU itself, they got like 3 Peters.
Chris.
They got Chris Evans,
Chris Pratt. Too bad
Chris
Chris
Hemsworth.
Chris Pine's not
Chris Pratt is a Chris and a Peter. He's both of those things.
He's also Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians.
Foreshadowing.
Sherry, I thought we were going to talk about Rise of the Guardians. She has altered the deal. Pray she doesn't alter it any further.
We'll talk about that later in the year when we get our once a month non-Disney movie review.
I'm gonna go all on that movie. You know, I'm probably gonna have tears in my face. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm gonna go all out. Be
I
prepared.
hope so. This is the review to end all reviews. But first, we have to start this review with, how were you guys exposed to the Star Wars Christmas special, and what was your initial reaction? Callum, let's start with you. Because she kind of said hers naturally.
I heard about this, probably just exploring the Stardust app. You know, you're browsing it through and you're like, oh, they've got a new short coming up. In fact, I actually saw some adverts online on YouTube. I think there was an advert where Anakin Skywalker, yes, you in your younger years, Darth Vader, was trying to give a Christmas, ugly Christmas sweater to Obi-Wan Kenobi, but at least that's what it looked like on the thumbnail. And he was giving him a wide variety of presents, which ended up wrecking the place a few times. And of course, it's Lego, and it's always had this really charming humor that I love about it, which is of course carried off into the games themselves. There's been several adverts which I haven't seen, but people's initial reaction was somewhat hostile because they were still kind of bitter towards the sequel trilogy. I mean, I can hardly blame them, but I was willing to give this a chance. And boy, I'm glad I did, because this is so much fun.
Yeah, I feel you. What I kind of like about this special is I don't think anyone would have faulted them if they just told, like, because it's not canon, they absolutely could have had this starring Luke, and they could have had it like Luke, C-3PO, and R2. Like, you could easily sub in Rey's role in this for Luke, but instead, they went full force into the new trilogy. They used Rey. Frickin' Poe Dameron is in here, voiced by Oscar Isaacs. They had Lando show up, and it's old Lando. It was freaking cool to, like, see a little bit of what comes after the sequel trilogy. And honestly, I think it was more interesting than what happened in the sequel trilogy.
That's exactly
like,
right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I want to see I want to see frickin' Finn training to become a Jedi with Rey becoming a teacher. I want to read that book, Disney.
Oh yeah, that's a book they should sell. I mean, it was kind of a last-minute plot device that was vaguely hinted at in Rise of Skywalker with Finn stuff in the Force, but it's come to full play here.
I have also realized this is our first Star Wars review, so we should probably talk. Like, obviously, we know what Star Wars is. Everyone does, but we should probably talk a little bit about, like, how much we know in our connection. I'll start because I think I know most. There are 2 things I know in this world. Marvel and Star Wars. I have read a ton of the Star Wars books, I know the names of a ton of the Star Wars races. I, for a very brief time in my life, tried to learn how to read Yorubash, which is one of the writing forms in Star Wars. Um, I adore Star Wars a lot. I've always loved it. I've seen the Clone Wars. I've seen pretty much everything. So I know the weird shit. I knew Lumpy's name. So that's me. And going into this, I was pleased as that type of fan. But I wonder where do you guys fall on the Star Wars spectrum? Let's go with Cher. She hasn't talked in a little bit.
Eating something.
How
I
dare
was-
you!
Cracker.
How dare you!
Why would you eat a graham
No,
cracker?
you remain silent. Callum, speak.
That's what I do.
You sit there and eat your crackers.
As for me, where do I even begin? I guess when I was little, I remember seeing these toys and other advertisements being sold for the prequel trilogy. I think my first introduction to Star Wars, I think it was just literally getting these little marble maze toys within these tiny little lightsabers you could get in like cereal boxes, and in the back of the said cereal boxes you see the characters that they represent. So the characters, the only one that stood out to me was Yoda. So, and then my dad wisely said, "It's time to show me the original trilogy back on the VHS." Watched it and absolutely loved it. Yeah, attended the Star Wars ride. Still scared of it, but we attended it. We've got lightsabers and things like that. Didn't really delve too much into Star Wars until recent years, but our family's still pretty much big fans of Star Wars. And it's a cinematic staple, and it revolutionized filmmaking. And in recent years, Disney has been kind enough to rejuvenate Star Wars as it takes. And everybody loved The Force Awakens when it came out, and ever since then, we've been getting a whole heap of Star Wars content, old and new, especially on the Disney+. So, and now here we are talking about a recent Lego special.
Indeed. Yeah, Star Wars has definitely stuck around. Like, I didn't really mention my childhood with it, which you did. Good on you, Callum. I forgot to do that. Yeah, I had the toys. I don't think I can't remember all of the ones I saw in theaters. The only one I know for a fact I saw was Revenge of the Sith, which was really a little traumatizing to watch when you're a little kid. But yeah, no, I watched my VHS tapes of the original trilogy. I loved them. I had a purple lightsaber toy when I was a kid, and it was like my favorite thing in the world. And I've told the story once or twice, but when I was really little, back in, I want to say, the 3rd grade, I got beat up. I got bullied because I liked Star Wars.
My. Come full circle now.
Yeah, now I'm the king. Everyone likes Star Wars. Fuck those guys. I don't know where they are, but I'm up here watching The Mandalorian and what happened last episode. Just like, I knew this would happen eventually. Cher, are you done with your crackers?
Oh, now you want me to speak?
You're done with your crackers, right? Then you can
No.
speak. What's your Star Wars experience?
I do remember watching the original trilogy and the prequels before. I have the VHS tapes, and I remember vividly Friday nights. My parents and I, mainly my dad and I, would watch Star Wars on Friday nights, all the episodes. I was a really, 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 really huge fan of the Clone Wars. Ahsoka Tano was like my favorite character, to the point where I actually did dress up as Ahsoka Tano for Halloween. I think I was 12. And on Saturday mornings or Friday nights, I would always watch the new episode of Clone Wars. And I remember at school, we when the Force Awakens came out, we did like the Spirit Week thing, and at the time when I was in orchestra, I played the viola. So we played, of course, like a Star Wars medley. It was pretty fun. Plus, I dressed up as Leia, and I had like the donut buns and stuff. I
Nice.
actually don't mind the sequel trilogy, though. I prefer Force Awakens over the other two. I don't know. I just like Force Awakens better. It's probably one of my favorite ones. It's just I think it's pretty cool and yay. Oh, plus I got this lightsaber when I was Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, back when her lightsaber was green. Ahsoka might have the most like canon lightsaber changes of any character ever, because she starts with green, then she gets blue, then she gets white. Like, it's nuts.
Oh, hi. I myself owned or perhaps still own a green lightsaber.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid and Star Wars: The Clone Wars was like at a new height, they released these Star Wars lightsabers that weren't like the high quality new ones, but they looked pretty real. And I would have lightsaber duels with my friends in the middle of the night when they looked like actual laser beams, and I can't describe how cool of a feeling that is. But yeah, Clone Wars back in the day was the hot ticket. Like when you were in high school, when you went to go friggin' watch Clone Wars, you were gonna get like adult level stuff. Like in Clone Wars, they kill people. They have very adult themes in Clone Wars. It goes, man. I love it.
I think I was 8 or 9 when Clone Wars started, so. I was just mainly there just because Ahsoka was there. I was like, yay, Ahsoka! I actually even played at the time when I used to play video games. I don't do video games anymore. I just only watch cutscenes. But I would always play the Clone Wars like video game on like the Wii or whatever, and I always choose Ahsoka. And like my thumbs were like blistered and hurt so much because I was on the controller and it was like I was like, come on, get him. It was really funny.
I feel you though. Like Clone Wars was great. Ahsoka is a great character. Ever since the episode Grievous's Lair, I got very into Clone Wars. But another thing I was into, and I like that you brought up video games just now, Cher, was the Lego video games of Star Wars. Honestly, playing through those really rejuvenated my love for Star Wars and introduced me to some of the most obscure of Star Wars characters. Like, they did not hold back. They let you play as the weirdest of the weird. You could play as Grievous's guard droids. You could be Ghost Yoda. You could be a Gonk droid, which is literally a droid that just says Gonk. Callum, it sounds like you played Star Wars Lego too?
Oh, definitely. You could even play as the cute little box droid that's really, really slow, but it's too cute because it just waddles around. And there's also there's a real charm to the Lego games. They up until like the Lord of the Rings, they always had the sort of visual humor where there's one level where you play, so you have to unlock an area. You open up this place, and stormtroopers are just casually having a bath before you storm in, and they go like, and I think you can even play as stormtrooper in a bathtub suit.
I also like looking at like those like Star Wars parodies where like they parody a song or whatever and they use Star Wars. Like one of my favorite ones is like the Adele song Hello, but it's like Hello from the Dark Side. And then they did one with like a bunch of Disney songs. They did one with, like Let It Go, I'll Make a Man Out of You. It was just so funny.
I've heard the I'll Make a Man Out of You one. One of my favorite Star Wars parody songs that I've heard is by Il Nige. His name is hard to spell, but it's called Mr. Darkside. And it's about Kylo Ren, and it's a parody of Mr. Brightside. And it's hilarious. But with that, I think we should start switching gears into the Lego Holiday Special. Now, obviously, we aren't going to recap this because it's available on Disney+. You can just watch it. But let's talk about whether we liked it, some of our favorite parts from it, and whether it was good or not. And Cher, you seem to be on a roll right now. Why don't you go first?
She's gonna put away her cracker first.
How dare you! Callum, speak! You're banished, Cher! Banished from crackers!
So the Lego Star Wars.
Go on! Speak!
It's a ghost. Yeah. It's about half an hour or 45 minutes long. Should I just recite the whole thing, or just give a general thought on what I
no
thought
recap.
about it?
Actually,
It's
I
47 minutes.
I just realized we forgot to talk about what might be the most important thing before we start this. Hey, everybody. It's December. It's almost Christmas time.
Hey!
Christmas.
Obviously, we are lovers of Christmas and all of the holidays that happen during the fine month of December. So, why don't we talk about, like, just briefly, because it has nothing to do with the film or anything, how much we like Christmas and holidays in general. Cher, are you done with your damn crackers? Do you want to go first? You can go first.
Charlie Brown. Ooh. I don't know if you guys
Charlie
can
Brown.
see. Gee. Charlie Brown. Snoopy.
Hey!
Up here. I really love Christmas. As much as Disney, which is kind of scary, but I really love Christmas. It's just so amazing. It's just fantastic. I love to sing all the Christmas carols, even if I don't sing them on key. It's still fantastic. I'm supposed to be decorating the tree tonight with my parents. I'm so excited. And I always like to drink hot cocoa. On Christmas Eve, my parents and I would always watch Christmas movies or just any family movie. Like we did SpongeBob, we did Rise of the Guardians, which I love. We did Polar Express, Frozen, Minions, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, everything else. I love Christmas. Okay, I'm gonna eat graham crackers now.
Curse you and your crackers. For me, Christmas is like kind of a big deal. Christmas is definitely my favorite time of the year. Because I love snow. I love hanging out with friends, and most importantly, I love the feeling that Christmas can give you. Oh, there are people out there who don't like Christmas, and that's valid to me. Like, there are dark sides to Christmas too, but for me, I really love spending time with loved ones and at least trying to push that. And watching some of the Christmas specials that really freaking made my day
Oh,
back
we're
when
gonna talk about Peanuts. Yes, I love the Peanuts as well.
I also watch Charlie Brown every year. But yeah, Christmas has always been my favorite holiday. I have a little Christmas party every year with my friends, and that's really my Christmas that I do. And I buy gifts. We all have a good day of laughing and fun. It's wonderful. And now this year, I get to celebrate Christmas a little differently by going back and watching some of my favorite Disney Christmas stuff and one non-Disney Christmas thing with you guys. So it's going to be fun to celebrate Christmas with you guys too. It's a new experience, and I like it.
This nose is very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry for that. Callum, how about you? Talk about Christmas. Keep it brief, because we have not brought up the Lego Holiday Special yet, but you know, talk about holidays a little.
Yeah, check it out. Honestly, Christmas is obviously a wonderful time of the year, but as I grow older, I learn to find various different values as I get older. I mean, obviously, when you're younger, all the flashy lights, all the show, and the presents, and Santa Claus, and all these things. As I grow older, I realize that there's other important things as well, like being with your family, your friends, counting your blessings with shelter, food, and having hope. That's a really beautiful and crucial thing. And this hope was so beautiful that it managed to it stopped wars throughout history, like in World War One. If you don't know the story,
Yeah, famously, it didn't stop the war, Callum, but there was a
well, yeah,
ceasefire for one day
yeah.
on Christmas.
hmm hmm
Yeah, freaking Christmas is a great time of year. Like, no matter what your religious identification is, like I don't consider myself super religious, but I love me a good Christmas, and anybody should at least try to get into the spirit of the time. And if you don't want to, hey, you don't have to. Christmas is there if you want it.
Or at least love each other. I learned lately that there's a difference between love and romance. Romance is a feeling, love is an action.
Both make good movies, though. Action, love, romance. It's a good movie.
Yeah, yeah, very true, yeah.
Dahu Doris, Dahu Doris, welcome Christmas, come this way.
Of course, you have to remember the ancient religious tomes of Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
Where are you, Christmas? I think I found you.
And now he will read from the religious text. On the first day of Christmas, my true love did give to me a partridge in a patry. On the second day,
Okay, oh, you actually have a partridge. That's so cool. I'm gonna take this nose off. It's, God, my nose. Ugh, this red nose.
it's time to get
I guess
into
it was Rudolph. This must be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but this nose is making me feel weird, and I'm gonna take it off.
Mary the red-nosed fangirl had a very plastic nose. And if you ever saw it, you could even say it blows.
Your
Jerry
camera is
the red-
pointed above your head. I can't see you at all. There you are. All right, let's get into this special. So again, we're not doing a full recap, but we'll talk about the stuff we liked, talk about the stuff we didn't like, talk about maybe some of the things normal people wouldn't talk about. Maybe we'll talk about weird stuff. But let's get into it. And
wait a minute. Neil, did you say weird stuff or weed stuff?
I heard weed. I did not hear weed.
Yeah, I heard
weird.
too.
I said weird, you weirdos.
Weird.
Did you hear weirdos there? I said weird, weird stuff. Weird.
Sure, Neil, sure.
You fools.
Every day.
The power
Merry
of graham crackers
fucking
compels you.
First.
Cal, can you just start us off with what you liked about the fucking holiday special?
Weed. Of course, Lego and Star Wars have been no stranger. I mean, it's made a whole heap of merchandise as well as several successful video games for some time. So I think it was, and they've even made several specials of within the Lego style before. Usually in a sort of a kind of a cheap CGI kind of.
They had a
method.
whole thing where they referred to a young Han Solo as Ian. They called him
Yeah,
Ian.
they've been airing a lot of the Lego stuff for Star Wars on Disney XD. So.
But what do you think specifically of this special, Callum?
So this special, I think this is the first one where we see where the characters of the sequel trilogy are given a bit of attention. And going in, I understand people are still bitter from Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I understand. I mean, I personally still like the trilogy, but even I have to say it's not perfect. But even if, with that said, as a continuation, I think it works great. Just to see where these characters left off. I really love these scenarios where we get to see the characters relax and enjoy their own culture and be with each other. I love those kind of scenarios, which is why I love stories like Lord of the Rings, which is, when you think about it, all about the cultures. And of course, this is going to call back to other the other Star Wars episodes through something that we'll mention later. And this could all be very
no
well.
recap. You can mention it now.
All right. So basically, Rey is trying to train Finn to be a Jedi, and it just so happens that Life Day is coming along. So as Poe is making some tip for Chewbacca's family, visiting Millennium Falcon, Rey reads up on her Jedi books and finds something that could potentially help. So she and BB-8 go to this long-forgotten temple, and they find this sort of Cairo crystal that has the power to travel through time.
It is not a Kyber crystal. It is not a Kyber crystal. It's just a normal crystal.
I mean, it could be. I mean, they in the lore they mention a lot about crystals and how powerful they are to light the lightsaber.
I mean,
so
I get that, but if it's a Kyber crystal, I don't know why it would have time traveling powers.
Oh, are they not capable of that if they were powerful?
Unless it's a time stone, unless it's one of the Infinity Stones, you know.
Yeah, it's the Space Stone. This is. Oh no, wait, it would have to be the Time Stone or the Space Stone.
Set in a galaxy a long time ago, I wouldn't be surprised this is a Time Stone in its early phase.
I'm just saying, it does look green.
Yeah, even though it has the blue portals, but and it's sort of a similar design of portal. But anyway, we're delving too much into this, but it's the sort of story where with this setup, if it was canon, I wouldn't mind. It's really cool, the design of the place, even with the charming, cutesy little Lego design. It still looks awesome. And of course, there's all the time travel mechanics that Rey gets into. This is where most of the mayhem comes in, and there's some hysterical humor therein. And I probably won't go into what happens exactly, but the humor is.
Just say what happens. We're not recapping. We're just saying what we like.
All right. So he's going back and forth between all the different episodes, the prequels, the sequels. He hilariously gets involved with some major events while speaking characters in other events, and I really love the humor. It's up my street. The kind of humor. It's light-hearted, really silly, really charming, self-aware, and it's kind of satirical to the point where I was getting some Robot Chicken vibes from it, especially from Emperor Palpatine in this version.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the same Palpatine we see in Robot Chicken. Like the guy who's trying to take over the galaxy, a little quick to anger, and is quirky.
Yeah. What do you mean they blew up the Death Star? Who's they? What's an aluminum falcon?
Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper. My lord. My lord. Come yourself. My lord, come yourself. My lord, come yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the humor's greatest strength in this is the fact that it's not canon, and it's completely okay with not being canon. Like, it's okay that we go back in time and have 3 different Obi-Wans meeting each other and all saying hello there. It's okay that the old Han Solo and the young Han Solo debate who's gonna shoot first. It's just wonderful to see all these in-jokes, and I think my favorite thing about this special is just the fact that it is okay with just being this funny thing that's not canon. And even though it is that, it has several references to tons of Star Wars. Like, for example, even the smallest thing, like, you know how in this Poe keeps making reference where he's like, "Oh, we gotta cook the tip yip." Fun fact: tip yip is an actual creature in Star Wars. Specifically, it is from the Forest Moon of Endor. It's basically a chicken, and the reason I know what a tip yip is because they serve fried tip yip in Galaxy's Edge. The theme.
Oh, that's why I was like, what the heck is a tip yip? I was like, is that their equivalent to like a chicken or a turkey? Or I was like,
I mean, I ate tip yip, so I feel I love it when they bring it up because I've had that and I've experienced it, so I know what they're talking about.
Enlighten us. How does tip yip taste in comparison to chicken and turkey that we usually have on planet Earth?
Well, first of all, it tastes a lot like chicken. I think they somehow grilled it and fried it, so it is a little different. But they also serve it with this salad that has all of these vegetables that look weird. Like they had mushrooms in it, but instead of having like the normal, instead of the normal mushrooms we get from like the store, they have these long, stocky mushrooms, like the kind you just see growing outside. And because of that,
no wonder they are a fungi.
well, because of that, it really did feel like food from a different planet. And like when they're talking about tip yip, it's cool because I've done that. I've seen tip yip. I've been with the tip yip. But
Neil
also,
is one with the tip yip.
I am one with the tip yip, and the tip yip is with me. I am one with the tip yip, and the tip yip is one with me.
Join the tip side.
I'll never join the yip side.
And together we will serve the most.
All you have to do is just change the tip part to yip, and you have yip yip, and you have Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Indeed. And that's a good reference. Yay. Maybe the tip is the light side and the yip is the dark side. And when you balance it together, you get the juicy chicken. That is tip yip.
The one thing connecting Avatar and Star Wars
there is
the
also
Jedi lore. But no.
When Darth Vader brings up the coffee mug he bought for the Emperor, the one that says, "World's best Emperor," he mentions he bought it on Batuu from a gift shop. Fun fact, Batuu is the name of the planet that Galaxy's Edge takes place on. So I've been to whatever gift shop that Darth Vader got that mug from. I bought a couple mugs from that gift shop myself, actually.
Choke on your own tip yip.
Yeah, no, there are these little references that are really good and funny. But I loved seeing all the references to the older Star Wars stuff. It was just fun. There's really not a ton to say about it. I liked the little story that Rey had to go through. I liked Yoda's narration because didn't it rhyme? Did his narration rhyme? I can't remember.
I think only a little bit. I don't think like all the way. I only read like a little bit. Oh yeah, Yoda here is voiced by Tom Kane. He's actually the Professor Utonium on Powerpuff Girls and him on Powerpuff Girls. So
There's
cool.
also a lot of Clone Wars alumni in this one.
James Arnold Taylor and D. Bradley Baker. Oh my gosh, I love those two. Oh, and Greg Delisle's on here. Yeah, great.
I'm honestly a little surprised Ahsoka didn't show up.
Oh, Ashley? I don't know what happened, but yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, at some point somebody mentioned Ahsoka is still alive in the sequel trilogy. She just doesn't show up, so...
Must be an old lady by that time now.
Well, it depends on her lifespan. You gotta remember, she is an alien.
Yeah, I mean, in the prequel of the Clone Wars, she was young, going on to presumably like 18 or something. No, teenager.
I mean, we all forget it, but Baby Yoda is 50.
Right. Where I think like when they did like the first like movie, direct DVD movie of Clone Wars, I believe they said Ahsoka was around 13, 14.
Yeah, at this point, if you follow like the math, her appearance in Mandalorian, she would be about 40 years old.
Yeah, fully grown woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in the last episode of Clone Wars, she's like 30 something. I don't know. She might still be in her 20s, actually.
Star Wars Rebels. Come on, admit
Yeah,
it. It was an awesome fight.
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, she's in Rebels. She's like got to be 30. So at the end of Clone Wars, she's got to be like 25 or something.
It was night
But
with
yeah, it was a shame not to see Ahsoka because like Ahsoka is like so popular right now. She just had her Mandalorian appearance, along with another very popular Star Wars character, but I won't say them by name. I've already hinted who it is.
as well as oh boy, the finale of Clone Wars. Darth Vader, you left me speechless there. Thank you very much. How was my performance? Was it Oscar worthy? Yes, it was. Thank you.
You know, Callum, the illusion doesn't work if we see your lips move.
Always you won't be speechless, speechless.
Cher, was there anything specifically you liked about this special?
I mean, I was skeptical because of the other holiday special one that we must not name anymore because it's
Whipster, whipster.
yeah, that one was weird. But I watched it Wednesday. It was pretty funny. I liked it. Although for some reason, maybe it was just me, I just wasn't paying attention, but at the where like, you know, young Luke had like the crystal and like Darth Vader and Rey were trying to go after him. First, I know he said, I'm pretty sure he said private farms, but I thought he said private parts.
So when he was screaming private farm, like, sure, he was screaming private farm, no trespassers, not private parts, no trespassers.
I mean, that's a valuable thing to be saying for a Lego.
I mean, no, that's also valid, but. Oh, gee.
I had to rewind that back. I was like, wait. Did he just say what I think he just said? I was like, oh no, private farm. Okay, he just said it like so sporadically. I was like, wait, did he just say private parts?
Well, we're all agreeing we love the humor, so what was our favorite jokes from this? Do you have a favorite, Chair?
The private parts?
The private parts.
Oh, and when I feel like Darth Vader in this is like your typical family where you have like the older child or whatever, and you have like the young prodigy, and he's like the forgotten one. He's like the older teenage. He just acts like a teenager, and he's like the forgotten one, because Palpatine goes with like, you know, with the Kylo, and like Vader is like the forgotten. He's like the middle child of the dark side. Oh, so funny.
I mean, it is very funny to see Darth Vader struggle. He's such a scary villain, but every time he speaks in this, I swear I just want to give him a hug. He's like, what if we called it Star Killer Base? That's stupid. I got you the smug. It's stupid. I just want
But
to
then
rule
when
the
Kylo
galaxy.
does it, Star Killer Base, that's genius.
Poor Vader. I just wanted to hug him. He's such a lost puppy in this movie.
Especially when
Callum, did you have a favorite joke?
Especially when Darth Vader encounters himself and during time travel.
I also like the part where Darth Vader sees himself. Like when Darth Vader sees himself and they keep fighting to take charge with the stormtroopers. That part was also funny too.
You are me. I like that the Hoth Darth Vader just ends it by going, that was weird, and then leaves. I think my favorite joke has to be probably the last really big joke, where essentially during this entire time, Vader is trying to celebrate Life Day, and freaking he buys the Emperor a coffee mug that says "World's Best Emperor," And this entire movie, that mug just keeps bouncing around through each scene. And at the very end, when Vader throws Palpatine into the reactor shaft, Callum, stop licking your lips. All I can see in the camera is your lips, and it's weird when you lick them. All I can see... Yes, that's better. All I can see... Fuck. You made me lose my train of thought!
Throwing the Emperor
Okay.
down the core.
Yeah, when he throws the Emperor down, he throws the coffee mug with him. And the Emperor looks at the coffee mug one last time and is like, well, it's best, Emperor. You know, actually, this is quite thoughtful. Why was I so mean? Why am I always so mean? And then while he's falling to his death, he's like, oh, this is it. It's a life-day miracle. Sheafy Palpatine is going to change his way. And then he dies. It's so mean-spirited and so wonderful.
There was two jokes I forgot to mention. One joke is that when they first meet Kylo Ren through time travel, he has his shirt off and he's singing his theme tune, and then his minion, I think it was, what was his name? It was the ginger-haired
Hux.
Oh my gosh, yeah, when he kept thinking like shirt, navel, nipple, oh nope, no, never mind.
He keeps getting distracted because he's got his shirt off. That's what happened in the last time as well. So they put into full player. And another joke I really liked was Yoda saying, "Do or do not." There's no try. And then Luke tries to do it. Can I have a participation trophy? Like, participation trophies? There are not.
Yeah, no, this was a good one. Honestly, guys, there's not a ton to say because it was just good and really fun. But maybe we'll find something here. Maybe let's talk about some stuff we didn't like. Is there anything you disliked about the special?
I haven't watched this since Wednesday, and I don't remember anything necessarily bad about it. Not
The only
really.
bad thing I can think of is
I think the only thing I would bring up is like there were a couple jokes that for me didn't really work. Like the fact that Luke just kept drinking blue milk out of a little container, that wasn't too funny to me. Also, honestly, a lot of the jokes involving Chewie's family weren't that funny because Chewie's family from the original Christmas special does show up in this movie, and they cause trouble.
Oh,
the grandpa tries
the grandpa keeps eating the little pog penguin creatures. And
poor.
I'm sorry. This is why I'm not really Star Wars. I'm more Disney.
What the hell just happened?
That was Callum. I don't know what he's doing.
trying to imitate a
Making
porg.
the porg sound. Yeah, but I don't think they did enough with Chewie's family. Honestly, I think I would have liked to see a little more with them, honestly, because like this is their movie sequel. They're not gonna show up in anything else after this. This was their last chance at life, and they didn't get a ton to do. But speaking about not showing up and stuff, I do have to give this movie credit. They put Rose in the movie. Great job, Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, Kelly Marie Tran does voice Rose in this, so that's cool.
And that
she's also gonna voice Raya in The Last Dragon. Yay!
Oh, nice.
I'm just excited because I love that actress. I love the character, and everybody treats Rose like garbage. I am ready for more Rose.
Yeah, I mean, Rose, you deserve more. It's not her character that was bad. It was just the story that went along with her that was a bit. We don't hate you, Rose. We love you, and we can't wait for you to voice Raya.
How true, how true. The sour kangaroo. But yeah, there isn't a lot to dislike in this because it was overall pretty good. I will say that if this was canon, I would be very upset because I I don't want this to be canon. I don't. I don't want it to be canon that like Darth Vader was on Tatooine and accidentally called friggin' Luke his son. I don't want it to be canon that Rey interfered in the battle to in like the battle of Endor. I don't want none of that.
My son.
I mean, my binary sons, it's hot.
I mean, I think honestly, its best strength is the fact that it's not canon and it has fun with that. Like, it doesn't need to follow the rules. Honestly, I would have loved a freaking cameo from Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah,
I would have loved if we went all out with this.
They even have Darth Maul without his legs, just karate chopping everybody with his lightsaber.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna go all out, go all out. But yeah. So I think we're pretty much done.
Actually, there was a brief.
That was quick.
There was brief merchandise. There's new merchandise which is being put into this for the Mandalorian. We actually see the Mandalorian himself in battle against the droids with even the Mandalorian music. Rey and Darth Vader and some other guards who got caught up in their lightsaber time travel shenanigans. I love as they're falling.
Yeah, when they did go to like the Mandalorian part, I did freak out when I saw the Mandalorian Baby Yoda. I was like, Baby Yoda!
Baby Grogu. They see the baby just do the cute face. Rey and Darth Vader, the most intimidating Sith Lord, both go, "Aww, so cute."
And there are some times in the special where Darth Vader is intimidating, specifically when like he comes out of the portal and you can see it swirling behind him and his lightsaber is out. It's great. There were also some weird cuts in this show. Like there was a cut where essentially I think it's right after BB-8 gets broke. Then it cuts to Finn and them for like a second, and then it goes right back to Rey. And I thought that was a weird cut. I feel like, and then they do it again after BB-8 is fixed. And I feel like you didn't need to cut that much. Like, you could have just made those their own scenes, in my opinion. You didn't really need to do everything you're doing. But yeah.
There's also there's a sweet moral with when Rey's stuck with the young Luke. The ghost of Yoda comes out and talks to her about how Finn's doing fine on his own and how the Jedi and apprentices work together all throughout the generations, and then they make all the crystals come together to form a new time portal.
Indeed. I do kind of like Rey's little story because, like, it obviously the reason this special exists is to like go back in time and see all the cool Star Wars shit. But the little story they have is Rey is trying to train Finn to be a Jedi because in Rise of Skywalker, it's hinted that he might be Force sensitive. So in this, Rey's trying to train him, and she's struggling, and she's unintentionally hurting his feelings because she's not giving proper encouragement. And in the end, she learns that, like, in order to teach him to be a Jedi, they have to figure out their own path together. And it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, but they're friends. They can do it. And I think that's a nice little moral to the story. And plus, it's all narrated by Yoda in a hat and a Christmas sweater. I just love how at the end.
I thought we were watching like one of those Rankin Bass, shorts like for Frosty the Snowman or Rudolph. It was really cute.
The snowman. A man made of snow he was.
But yeah, I think we're towards the end now. We pretty much talked about everything there is to talk about. I loved Kylo. I think Darth Vader was probably the funniest character in this, although that ending with Palpatine, God, that brought me back to the Robot Chicken days. So what would you guys rate this? Do you think it's a Disney must, Disney bust, Disney Cororumbust? What we think?
There is one last moral I'd like to give before giving it the rating. Poe, don't cook Tip Yip by the Millennium Falcon's fire. Cooking
Why not?
meat, because cooking meat.
Why can't he? Let me tell you something, Callum McRitchie. Do you want to know how they cook Tip Yip in the lore? In Galaxy's Edge, there is a giant pod racer engine that they use to cook Tip Yip. He was doing the right thing.
Give you cancer?
No! It's Star Wars! There is no cancer!
Hey! All right. I rate the Lego Disney special. Lego Disney? No, Lego Star Wars Christmas special a Disney must.
Oh, well, that's the highest rating we can give.
It's really great.
I think probably Cororumbus for me.
I would say it's like, if we're going on the out of 10 scale, I would say it's probably like a 7 out of 10. It's good. It's not like great and wonderful or anything, but it's good. I'll probably like watch it next year too. I'd probably give it I'd give it a combust or a robust. I think I'd give it a solid 7. But with that, we must talk about merch. It's Neil's Merch Corner, yay!
I mean, it's Lego. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. Although, lately, I've noticed in the shop they've been selling a lot of Lego merchandise for the Mandalorian, including a Lego Baby Yoda.
There is indeed a Lego Baby Yoda. There's a lot of, like, if I were to just do Lego, I would bring up, like, the Lego N64 that just came out that looks really cool. But, we gotta focus on Lego Star Wars here. And I think the best thing you can buy for Lego Star Wars is a new video game coming out, hopefully this year, hopefully in December, the Lego Star Wars Complete Skywalker Saga. It looks awesome. It's fully voice acted, and we have to assume it's going to be just as fun as this. Like, if you grew up with Lego Star Wars, this looks like it's going to be for you. I am ready to dive back in to explore all of the different wonderful worlds of Star Wars and go through the stories one more time with my Lego-y lightsaber of joy. I mean, friggin', I got into this one. So, yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. This is our first review of Christmas. And next week...
What is our next one? What's the next one? We're just getting started. What's the next one?
I believe next is Good Luck, Charlie.
Hang in there, baby. It's not crazy, but I know they can fly. Hang in there, baby.
Which episode?
No season, no episode. We are doing Good Luck, Charlie. Merry Christmas.
It's actually called Good Luck, Charlie. It's Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I screwed it up. I look forward. There will definitely be more to talk about with this one because it gets weird. I like the movie, but it gets weird. So, yeah. By the way, please tell us Star Wars stuff you'd like to see in the future because, we're trying to get Marvel stuff out of the way. That way, when January rolls around, we can do a weekly WandaVision thing. But you let us know what you would want from the Star Wars universe as well. Mandalorian's happening. Maybe we could make it happen.
And if you happen to also own Disney+, feel free to mention some things that are worth our time to watch.
No Tip Yip were harmed in the making of this review. Except for that's not what Tip Yip sound like.
Wait, aren't you gonna do your famous running gag?
Running gag? Oh, you fool.
Not that running gag, the other running gag, the one where Neil gets really angry.
No, at this point, I'm not going to get angry if he doesn't push the button. I'm just leaving. I'm gonna go do other things. I have a life. You enjoy yourself and keep the episode going as long as you want. Peace, bitches. I'm out.
Bye, guys.
He'll be back. You will see. He left.
She actually wasn't kidding. Wow. That
Back he will.
backfired.
You'll remember, belong to us he will. Stupid Courtney, she said,
Oh.
you'll be back. Time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Rise, oceans will. Empires fall. And Death Stars blow up with empires falling.
Alright. Let's cut the feed. Woo! Cut the feed. Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
Make me, Darth Vader, fight.
Cut the feed.
Use the Force, Sherry.
Oh my god.
Use
I
the
don't know why I
Force.
said this. I'm starting to regret everything that I just said. Why did I say just don't?
Use the Force. It's the only way.